Hey everybody, welcome to week 4. Can you believe it? We are 1 month into the semester. Woo! Good job. So this week we are peer reviewing and revising our first essays. So I wanted to make a short video, talk a little bit about the peer review process. Because if you're anything like me, you see peer review and you go, oh, peer review. And I want to talk a little bit about how peer review can be a really productive and helpful time in revising your essay. So first thing to realize about peer review is it is a two-way street. That means that you're both giving feedback to the writer or to your peer, but you're also thinking about the writing that you're reading. And that can have a huge influence on our own writing. So as you're reading, you're like, oh, wow, I hadn't thought to do that before. That's really cool. I like that. Maybe I'll try that in my essay. Or maybe you'll read something and be like, whoa, that did not work at all. I'm so confused. That didn't make sense. I don't like it. And you'll realize, oh my gosh, I did that in my essay too. Okay, so as you're peer reviewing, realize that both you're offering feedback, but you're also critically reading and realizing how you can apply what you read into your own writing. Okay, we talked a little bit about that last week when we read the literacy narratives by the famous authors. It's not just reading and making connections to the theme and reading beautiful literature. It's also thinking about what did these writers do and how can I do that or not do it in my own writing. So really take this as a two-way street, because I know what happens sometimes for students is that they give a ton of great feedback and then they read the reviews from their peers on their own essay and they can be really disappointed or bummed because they didn't get that good of feedback. Okay, so realize that just by reading other students' essays, you can learn a ton about your own writing. So make sure you're holding that space as you're peer reviewing. The second thing about the peer review is that I have offered a specific set of questions. They'll look familiar because they're from the assignment for you to answer when peer reviewing. Telling somebody that this is great, I loved it, I connect, I feel the same way, doesn't do anybody any good. Okay, it's nice, you can start with that, but they really need to hear the nuts and bolts of idea development and organization. So make sure that you're using those questions that I provide on the discussion board as specific prompts for your feedback. That is going to be what's most useful, and that's what I'm going to be grading on. Speaking of that, I will also be providing feedback on your rough draft. So you will see my comments in there as well. So make sure you spend enough time reviewing the feedback you get and that really plays into your revisions. Revising can be the most difficult but most critical part of the writing process. So make sure you're dedicating some time to it. And when I'm talking revising, I'm not talking copy editing or editing, which is the grammar and convention mistakes. Yes, you need to do that, but that's not the bulk of our work. That's not where the real struggle comes in. The struggle comes in with how have we developed our ideas? How have we organized our paragraphs? How does this flow? How do ideas transition from one to the other? How have I expressed my main idea succinctly, clearly, with detail so that my reader can get it? So that is peer review and revisions this week. If you have any questions or need any clarifications or additional feedback, reach out. I'm here to help, and I look forward to reading your final drafts next week. Thanks.